r/AskReddit by Reddit. What is that one fact you know that always makes people respond, and why the fuck do you know that? If you're allergic to chocolate, you're usually allergic to cockroaches. Why? Do cockroaches have naturally occurring chocolate running through their veins? Chocolate has cockroaches in it. Almost always. Wait, no. Most candy has bugs in it. That's why the FDA has a set limit on bug parts per unit of candy. Too late, but here it goes. Don't ever bury a dead body in an area without any vegetation. The high nitrogen content in our bodies helps plants to grow, and there will be a weird grassy patch at the top of burial site and anyone would be able to spot it. So that's why the neighbors' lawns look so much better than mine. Most victims in survivable plane crashes died of jet fuel burning and choking them. Smoke hoods could save hundreds of lives if installed on airplanes, likely many more than flotation devices, since stitching is incredibly rare. Bonus: backwards facing seats would make a plane crash much easier to survive thanks to the G-forces pressing you against the seat instead. It costs less to settle wrongful death than a lifetime of medical bills. That you cannot burn toddlers alive in The Sims 4, even if you make a building full of fire and put 7 toddlers in the burning building for hours. Thanks for this, won't bother wasting my time now. A human tooth has 36 calories. I'm hungry. Clenches jaws. 1152 calories. Look at Mr. Badass with all of his teeth. If you feed a human body to pigs, they will eat just about all of it except the teeth. Several murderers in rural areas have used this fact to their advantage. And each of those teeth is roughly 36 calories. Opossums eat ticks, like we eat potato chips. They'll hoover up 5,000 ticks a week and never get Lyme disease themselves. And they don't get rabies, and are North America's only marsupial. Edit: I misspoke in saying that opossums can't get rabies. It is possible for them, but rare, less common than in other mammals. Thank you everyone for sharing sources and correcting my slip up. Science is always helping people learn and improve. Also be sure to thank your local opossum gang for snacking on all of those pests that nobody likes. That you can disembowel yourself if you lift weights that are too heavy. Happened to my high school gym teacher. Said he's never felt anything quite like shitting out your intestines. The stringy things inside bananas are called phloem bundles. They allow the nutrients of the banana to travel the length of the fruit. They are kind like the vascular system of the plant. I don't want to know, I'm peeling away banana veins. Alcoholics decompose faster when they die. Source: was a crime scene cleaner. Edit: so I posted this last night while falling asleep, so here is some clarification. When people die they decompose, but people that are alcoholics will decompose faster than normal dead people. Why? I have no idea. It's been so long since I was in that line of work, I just remember enough stories and facts to stay interesting. Love y'all. The fox has many different vocalizations, including a mating call that sounds like the Hollywood representation of a woman being murdered in the middle of the night. Edit: and boom goes my inbox. So do mountain lions. Used to live in a canyon with a lion population, and the first time I heard that in the middle of the night I was sure someone was dying. In ancient Babylon, people would build their most valuable possessions, fine wine, among others, into the walls of their basement, which in the region was usually a naturally occurring cave, so when the taxman came he couldn't see it to count it. Humans, dodging taxes for over 3,000 years. From the moment we learned to collect taxes, we've been figuring out how to evade them. Ancient Egyptians used to shave off their eyebrows to mourn the death of their cats. Please don't say this where my cat can find out and put even more weird pressure on me. Bee testicles explode when they finish, and they die. Finish living with a bang. Can bees do anything without dying afterward? Bees only die when stinging humans. Our skin is too thick, but if they sting another insect they don't RIP off their stingers. Edit: it's mammals in general, but apparently it's only honeybees that this affects. The more you know. Bees exist. Bees dies. YKK makes 97% of the world's zippers. My music teacher in elementary school made a song and the lyrics were why Do all the zippers in the world say YKK? And at 25 I still wonder when I look at them. Mount Kilimanjaro is the tallest mountain with cell service. A Russian woman had a shit ton of triplets, twins, and quadruplets, with the same man totaling up to 69 children. A lobster's brain is in its throat. Birds need gravity to swallow, so a bird in space would die very soon. Edit. I understand there's no oxygen in space, but by that logic humans couldn't survive in space either. I meant if they had spacesuits like humans do. A 2008 Prius can float, at least for short distances. Car was not damaged in any way. My dumbass thought you meant in the air, not the water. I applaud your honesty, if not your intellect. Owls have tube-shaped eyes, rather than spherical ones. This makes it difficult to move the eyes in their sockets, but is counteracted by the ability to rotate their heads 270 degrees in either direction. If you move the feathers out of the way of their ear holes you can see the back of those eye tubes. What the fuck? The fact that mushrooms are more genetically related to humans than they are to trees. If you want to burn down a building, put potato chips in a toaster with a trail leading from the toaster to other highly flammable things. The potato chips leave no residue and the toaster will pop back up after the chips catch fire, so there's no way to find the start of the fire. Well, I guess, if I ever need to commit insurance fraud you got my back. That Disney is the biggest importer of explosives in the world. Edit. This commercially they don't beat out the US Department of Defense. It's the fireworks. They also have to pay a fine every day when they have the fireworks show in California. Edit. I was thinking of California. They also have to pay a fine every day. Every day. That is some serious fuck you money. Big Mouse has plenty of bribe money. Terminal velocity of an ant is around 3.9 miles per hour. They can't be harmed by falling because they can't fall fast enough to hurt themselves. For the same full distance, a mouse walks away, a human breaks every bone, and a horse splashes. Chuck E. Cheese's full name is Charles Entertainment Cheese. Elon Musk's full name is Elongated Muskrat. You can get prescription methamphetamine in the US. Trade name Desoxin. Used for extreme ADHD or extreme obesity. Cocaine is commonly used on small children in pediatric trauma centers, since cocaine is an anesthetic and a vasoconstrictor. It is applied topically to control pain and bleeding in children that are too young to handle morphine. All female spotted hyenas are basically futed aminatrixes, and they give birth through their lady dicks. Ouches. Hershey's Kisses are called that because the machine that makes them looks like it's kissing the conveyor belt. That you should always use 2 hands to pick up a severed human head. Human heads weigh about as much as a standard size bowling ball, but unlike bowling balls, they are not perfectly spherical. Therefore, gravity is not evenly distributed across the entire head, so they have a tendency to topple out of your hand if you try to hold them with just one. And nobody wants to be the person who drops a severed head. If you plan on using a baseball bat as a weapon, put a long sock over the end. When someone tries to grab the bat you can rip it away with ease and continue with a baseball beatdown. Rat poison is actually an anticoagulant mixed with stuff like fiberglass. Because rats are always scraping and squeezing into stuff they build up these minor injuries. The anticoagulant stops their blood from clotting properly and they internally hemorrhage to death. Since a human being is a lot bigger than a rat poison is much less effective on us. When you are drowning in salt water, the salt water makes your lungs bleed and you end up drowning in a mixture of water and your own blood. Edit. Thanks for my first gold. As if I needed another reason to be terrified of the ocean. The tag on a fitted sheet always goes on the right bottom corner, from the perspective of standing at the foot of the bed.